Lyndon manages all of the youth school programs for the National Park Service here on the Mississippi National River and Recreation Area. Lyndon, your job has been a little bit different over the past 6 months. Tell us a little bit about how you made a pivot to a distance learning model last spring. You know, normally you'd be out here with about 6,000 kids a year, educating them about the river, but here we are. So tell us a little bit about what you've been up to.
Normally, of course, we would be here on the riverboat with thousands of kids, and this time of year we'd be preparing to have field trips on the riverboat, on land, and it's just an exciting time, just like going back to school. But this year, this last spring with the pandemic, changed everything. And so the first thing that happened was at the beginning of April, we canceled field trips for thousands of students. But by the end of April, we had pivoted to distance learning, and we'd created Big River Journey Online. We created Living River Online. These are interactive programs where kids can see videos and do quizzes and puzzles and see rangers on the river and other things on the river. And we created virtual classroom visits where a teacher could invite a park ranger or river educator into the classroom to conduct a program in their virtual classrooms. So these were hugely successful. And through our Big River Journey Online only, we involved about 6,000 students on river learning last spring. So hugely successful. But we have a lot more work to do. We'd like to add more stories, more partners. We'd like to invite Tautau from Fort Snelling State Park to be part of our Big River Journey Online. And we have a lot of work to do in accessibility too. We've done a lot of work.
What do you mean by accessibility?
So, Katie, there's about 5% of the population that suffers from a disability of either hearing or sight. And websites can accommodate their needs by doing things like closed captioning, audio description, and a lot of other technology can be involved to help make sites accessible for everybody. And that has the net result of improving the site for everybody. So that's something that we really need to complete the work on, and we're going to end up with a better product.
Oh, that's
so
terrific.
I'm excited about that too.
Well, I've been so proud to partner with you over the last 12 to 14 years on education programs, and I was so impressed, last April when you and your team, you had a moment where you could step up or you could step back, and you decided, we're going to do this.
And I want to say, this would not have happened were it not for the Mississippi Park Connection in collaboration with Hamline University and our other Big River Journey partners, and of course the National Park Service. And that group of partners created this successful thing that I think can have a long time lifespan.
Well, we appreciate your leadership, but it is true what you always say to people, that this is a partnership park, and every time you do something alone, you're missing an opportunity to engage with a broader partner community. There's a lot of great organizations and individuals who do great work, and we were very excited to repurpose some of our philanthropic money to go, instead of bus scholarships, we thought, well, how can we instead use some of those funds to help the Park Service to pivot to distance learning? And I'm so glad we did, because this fall everything's going to start with distance learning too.
Well, this is a great example of how challenges also beget opportunities.
Exactly.
And so there's an opportunity here, and I really look forward to it as well.
Right. But we're also excited, hopefully sometime soon, to invite children and their families and school groups back on the boat. And it's going to happen. But in the meantime, we're still going to be there for teachers in Minnesota and be there for the students. To learn more about our distance learning opportunities, I encourage you to visit parkconnection.org/learn. And if you know any teachers or students in elementary school in your lives that could benefit from the program, please feel free to pass it on.